Rice is a very revered grain in the Indian culture. All our religious and auspicious events and festivals are centered around rice, or rice plays a fundamental role. Rice is the first food that is introduced to babies. It is the first solid morsel given to a child. It is usually the grandmothers or the elderly women in the family that would help a young, inexperienced mother to feed her child the first solid food. I remember my grandmother telling me how not to waste even a single grain of rice. She was very, very clear about this. She fought tooth and nail to salvage things. The last grain of washed rice had to reach the cooker. The last leaf stuck in the colander had to reach the sabzi. The last flower picked from the garden for puja had to be offered to God. Every bit of sticky substance had to be scraped off and not wasted. I asked her once about this pedantic insistence. She looked at me and said, I know how arduous journeys can be. I know how much of one's life one has to exchange to achieve preparedness. I, for one, know how it feels to reach that finish line and not get the opportunity to actually finish. I know what it is to be disregarded, overlooked, abandoned when it's time to be picked. You and I both know how arduous journeys are for people or rice or flowers. All I do is just help some things get across the finish line. I've never managed to wash rice since without checking out first for the very last grain of rice. It is stories like this that my grandmom told me, instances like this that my grandmom told me, which showed me that how these women who lost their husbands at such a young age got themselves out of poverty, got themselves out of debt, put their children through education, earned so much respect in society. And everything that I am today, I owe to them and I owe to their sacrifices.